Citizen of the Year, we came up with this for Rotary. We like to honor so many good people that live in our community. Always, when I was working at an early age, I ran into some very nice people, and they always said, look for the good. And we have a lot of good in this community. You may not hear it on a national level, you may not hear it on a local level. We're about 1 month away from completing the silly season. And that would be great for all of us. We can get back to love and joy with each other. Today's guest, that's our Citizen of the Year program, and we're glad that you're here. The recognition of past honorees attending today's luncheon. We have our preacher that gave a great prayer, L.D. Campbell. Would you rise, please? Can you still rise? There you go. L.D. started a little church in Burlington a long time ago. I actually got to wear a red suit to go to LD's church when it was on Evergreen Drive in Florence, Kentucky. That place, in a red suit with all the spotlights on you, was very, very hot. Back in those days, LD, it seemed like he brought in, you get all the certificates from the county, and when we had Maplewood back then, and we had all these kids, and they would just come through there in droves, and they were lined up for days. This church has always been very giving. LD married well, with the wife put back to work, and we're all glad about that. We also have here Gary Greiser. Gary, can you stand and be recognized? Citizen of the Year. Gary's sort of retired again these days. We don't even hear him sing much, but I know they do down there at First Church, and does a great job. Gary was, many of you probably heard this story, Gary was my assistant principal at Ackerman Junior High School back in the day. I guess it was called Ackerman Junior High School. And I had come over from St. Paul. St. Paul's went non-graded at that time. And my mother was a very forceful woman. She ruled the roost. And she said, my kids are going to have grades. We're not doing that. So I moved over to the junior high school, and that's where I got introduced to things that were a little bit different in the public school. I have bigger ears now because of some of the good nuns at St. Paul, as they would lead me down the hallway and then make me sit outside the office for it seemed like days. I'm sure it was minutes, but it seemed like days. But then I got over to the junior high school, and Mr. Greiser introduced me to the Board of Education. So it was 3 slots and you're out. And you would think after the first time I'd be a little more educated than I was, but as a young teen that didn't happen. I'd like at this time to welcome our honoree, Donna Wilmhoff. Donna, please stand to be recognized. Any guests with her today, we won't get into all that because we'll be past the Rotary time. So thank you, Donna, for being here. My next introduction is to a person that needs no introduction. And I'm assuming that since the Bengals won, he will be in a much better mood today than he normally is. But it's my good friend, someone I love dearly, Dennis McAvoy.
You know, every year I have the distinct pleasure of being involved in this Citizen of the Year, and it's one of the best moments in our Rotary year because it's honoring somebody that, and you all know exactly what I'm talking about, quality, good person. And I've known Donna a long, long time. We were kids together, and Mike, and brother, and Steve at the hardware store. But I can tell you from my heart, I don't know of anybody that does more for the community in the unsung capacity than Donna and Steve Wilmhoff. You know, when you're honoring a person as Citizen of the Year, we have distinct qualifications that we go over. And I'll just read over in a a few minutes, kind of a capsulized version of how this all started and how we came about. But some of the key qualities of being a citizen of the year is the goodness, the activity of helping other people, the wisdom. And that reminds me of a story.
Well, that's a first.
There was a 99-year-old Mother Superior in Ireland who was lying in her bed in the convent, very quietly, and she's dying. And all the nuns were in the room with her, trying to make these last moments as comfortable as possible. They had flowers and different garlands all around. And one of the sisters was trying to give her some warm milk to drink. And she just wouldn't take it, So the sister went back into the kitchen. She went to her cupboard. She remembered that someone gave as a gift to the convent a bottle of Irish whiskey. So she gets this bottle of Irish whiskey out, opens it up, pours a large portion into that warm milk, stirs it up, brings it out, comes up to the bed, puts it right up to Mother Superior's lips, just barely she starts tasting. All of a sudden she starts sipping a little quicker. Before you know it, she downed that whole glass. Oh my gosh, all the sisters, they were so excited, so happy. They hadn't seen this activity in days with her. They could tell her eyes were bright. She seemed more alert. So they thought to themselves, this might be our last opportunity to be able to talk to her. So one of the nuns bent down and said, "Sister, is there any wisdom you can give us before you meet your heavenly reward?" She kind of inches up on the bed, leans on her elbow, signals for the sisters to all lean in. And she said, "Don't sell that cow." That's what I'm talking about. Donna has But what a wonderful family, all the children. You couldn't ask for a better family. So Donna, you've been blessed in many, many ways. But this is just one little way to show our appreciation of that person you are. Now, we started doing this back in 1995. And at that time, the board of directors of the Rotary Club thought it would be a good idea to have some type of recognition of a member or members in the community that exemplified the Rotary's motto, service above self. And we went into great detail as far as setting up these qualifications. We wanted someone who not only is known for being consistently there for the community in all different types of venues, but kind of flying under the radar, not seeking any personal recognition, just doing it because they're a good person. And you can look on that board there, and you'll see a lot of names from this community over the years. They fit that description completely. Donna will join that list. Back in 1995, I was lucky to be on that search committee. I remember at the time, Gene Claves, who was the president and owner of the Florence local paper, the community paper, and recorder, and he and I went to his office, and we had 15, 20 different applicants, and we're thinking, this is a start, but can we continue to do this over the years? And my gosh, we have. But our first recipient was a member of our club. We said, we don't have to look too far. We got a guy right here in our club that fits all the description, and that was a gentleman by the name of Roy Lutz. Roy Lutz, at that time in 1995, was, we believe, to be the oldest living active Rotarian in this country at 100 years old. Now, Roy was a mail carrier for many years throughout Boone County, and he eventually was elevated to postmaster of Florence, He served as a charter member of this club in 1945. He also was a charter member of Florence YMCA. He did a lot of things that way. But if you would know about his history, how he helped people throughout the community, I mean, it was just, wow. I mean, you run into people, yeah, Roy Luke's helping. He was that type of guy. So in 1995, we started this whole thing off by honoring him, not only honoring him, but making the award after Roy Luke. So, Donna, you meet all the qualifications and then some. And I'm so happy to say that you are such a good friend of mine. We love you. And I'm happy that this day is here for you because it's well deserved. So thank you.
Thank you, Dennis. Don't sell the cow. It's my privilege to introduce at this time, who's going to say a few things, Ms. Bart Keeling, one of ours. Bart?
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us today. Gary Wilmhoff was going to speak to you today, but he had an appointment with a 9mm kidney stone that he's having removed probably about now. So he asked me to introduce Donna, and so I've kind of got what he wanted to say here, so I'm going to read this to you guys. But Donna's superpower is her culinary talent and organizational skills that she uses for the good of our community and for others. She has an unending desire to use her talents to help others. She exemplifies our motto of service above self. Some of the comments from the letters we received in support of Donna's are as follows. Donna was always involved in her community, in her church, in her school. Her family grew with Steve 50 years ago. She has 4 children with their spouses, 10 grandkids. I would think that would be enough to keep her busy, but not Donna. She has served freely and generously to friends, neighbors, and anyone else in need. She has baked for showers, weddings, funerals, birthday parties, retirement parties. A phone call to her will be answered with a willing response to help. Donna cannot say no. Her involvement in Boone County Arboretum is remarkable. As a master gardener, she has volunteered numerous hours in the gardens there, preparing and serving food for the fall sale. But her most remarkable feat is the spring tea. If you have never had the opportunity to attend, you really should plan in early February to get your ticket because it sells out. As soon as they know Donna's cooking for it, it sells out. It is so beautiful, delicious, and successful in fundraising for the Arboretum. Donna spends hours selecting menu items, testing them out on her friends and family, and then prepares them. There's a huge crew of volunteers that help her, but what an amazing accomplishment and experience. And then this is from another person. I have become friends with Donna Wilmhoff through her time at St. Timothy's Catholic Church. She helped coordinate many delicious meals for different events throughout my time as the events coordinator. Donna was always willing to lend a hand, whether it was cooking or donating her time to the church, decorating the hall for an event, or simply listening to someone in need. Donna was always there. Donna gave her time and talent to Boone County Arboretum, reviewing our parish cookbook and many dinners, catering events throughout my time at St. Tim's. She is generous, giving, and selfless. Another person wrote, Donna's impact on the Friends of Boone County Arboretum is profound. Her tireless efforts in fundraising have been instrumental in supporting Friends of Boone County Arboretum mission of environmental education. For 14 years, Donna has led the committee responsible for our annual Spring Tea charity event. She spends hours contributing her time and resources to this event, as well as creating a fantastic menu. The popularity of this event has been crucial for the FBCA and in result of Donna's unparalleled commitment. Beyond event planning, Donna exemplifies the qualities of an exemplary volunteer. She is always willing to assist with professionalism and grace, constantly seeking new ways to support the Boone County Arboretum. Her leadership and ability to inspire others has been critical in fostering a sense of community and collaboration. Donna was always involved in so many activities in the church and always lending a hand to others. Since we did not live near family, Donna took us under her wing and included us in the neighborhood gatherings and other activities she was involved in. Once we started our family, she became a mentor. I'm not sure I would have gotten through raising my children without her. I look up to her and counted on her advice when things got rough since my husband traveled throughout the week. Donna also helped me find employment. This was from a neighbor who is now a dear friend. This is from Gary. Here is one word that comes to mind when I think of Donna, and the word is hospitality. Donna has hosted more family events, fundraisers, baby showers, wedding showers in her home than anyone I have ever met. And they're not for, 10 or 12 people. It's usually 30 to 50 plus. When she is not hosting these events, she allows her home to be used by others to be the host. For many years, Donna was the lead caterer for one of the major catering companies in Cincinnati. After that employment, she had her own catering company. Donna provided part-time employment to hundreds of students, mothers, and others. Donna taught all of those how to safely serve food and how to provide friendly hospitality to all that they served. And this is my mom wrote. She's a class act and doesn't seek a lot of recognition, just wants to help people in her community. Her food is so yummy, if you have a chance to enjoy her culinary expertise, do so, you won't be disappointed. Thank you, Donna, for what you do in our community. And it was very well said in the letters that we received. You are a class act and an inspiration. Thank you. Now Nick Wilmhoff has a few words to say from him.
Welcome, Nick.
I'm going to keep this short and sweet. I'm going to try not to tear out in the middle of this thing. When Mom called me to tell me she received this award, I said it's about damn time. Growing up, it was a common occurrence even before school or on a Saturday morning. Mom was making some sort of delicious treat for her family, cooking food for a 300-person event, or even making a meal for a family who's either grieving loss or celebrating a new baby. How many people in this room, raise your hands if you've had a meal cooked by Donna Wilmhoff? Yeah, absolutely. Mom has fed over thousands of people in her lifetime. It's her love language. That's not the whole truth. The truth is she would make a warm meal for a complete stranger. She would make a warm meal for someone for no other reason than that person deserves a warm meal. She will always be the first person to step up when someone needs something to eat. Mom, the impact you have on your community, thousands of other people, cannot be measured. You're a great role model for grandkids and everybody that's lucky enough to do it. I thank God every day for having a mom like you. We're truly blessed to have you in our lives. Here's a Donna Wilmhoff.
Evidently, you do a good job raising kids, too. Steve, you were always working, I heard. No, really, to give Steve credit, it's my understanding that Steve is the initial tester of all the foods. And he looks like he hasn't aged a bit, right, Steve? But that's a beautiful thing. Fortunate enough to have the Edson family and the Wilmhoff family in our community. Wonderful people. I got to meet Donna's mother when I was a little whipper. I can't remember, like second grade teacher. at St. Paul's, and she was one of those strong women that I mentioned earlier that if they didn't think things were right in the community, they worked to make them right. The term women's lib is kind of like a negative term, but I'm just going to tell you that these mothers were ahead of the game. And, I remember at one point my mother said to the priest, and I think we got kicked out of that parish, if I remember right. She said, if my sons are good enough to serve Mass, my daughter's good enough to serve Mass. So now you got to go back to the 60s, and that wasn't happening. But today, you see it all the time like it's a natural thing. So we do make some goals and strides forward at times. But Mrs. Eshin was wonderful. And then I got to meet Mr. Eshin in a different way. Mr. Eshin had a nursery down there, and I think it was near Camp Ernst. I know it was somewhere in Union. It might have been Burlington. It was off the grid, let's say. And Mr. Eshin, my wife had to have this weeping cherry tree. Had to have it. Had to have it. I don't know if you've ever been to Eshin Farm, but I gained a lot of religion from Mr. Eshin. It wasn't necessarily what he was talking to me about. It was getting in and out of Eshin Farm. I prayed a lot that road wouldn't collapse on the way down there. But they were wonderful people and a wonderful couple, and obviously the apple didn't fall far from the tree. So at this time, it is my pleasure to call up Donna Wilmhoff to say a few words and receive this award. Donna Wilmhoff, everybody.
That was very, very nice, and I appreciate all the kind words of support and all my friends and family. I appreciate everybody. I guess service above self is what I learned from my mother. And it's always better to give than to receive. And it just gives you a certain feeling. I'm sorry if I'm emotional, but this is not my forte. But anyway, I appreciate everybody, and thank you from the bottom of my heart for this award. Thank you to Bar, to all the people who wrote letters, and I can't even tell you how much it means to me. Thank you.
Sample come up here. Leon has a check for you. You can't cash out. I tried last week. Thanks, Donna. All right, hang in here now. This is where we get the wheelbarrow out and take all the goodies home. We got. It's my honor to introduce the retiring senator from Boone County, Senator John Schick. John?
Donna Wilmhoff. I've been around a long time. I've only really got to know Donna probably in the last several years, but I've known her family much longer than that. And my parents always used to tell me that parents are reflected in their children. And when I look at Donna and Steve's children and their grandchildren, it's just an amazing thing. Thank you, Donna. I am here today as the retiring state senator to present this resolution that has been voted on by the Kentucky State Senate on behalf of a grateful Commonwealth, because I really believe that mothers, good mothers, is how our country and our county and our world can go. So it's always so great to see a good and dedicated mother. Congratulations. And it's not often I get to represent the Commonwealth I get to represent the governor of this great Commonwealth, but with this presentation, I am representing the governor of this great Commonwealth, because only he can commission a Kentucky Colonel. And a Kentucky Colonel is the highest honor that this state awards. So on behalf of the governor of the Commonwealth of Kentucky, today we commission Donna a Kentucky Colonel.
There's more party gifts. All right, it's my honor to introduce Boone County Judge Executive Gary Moore. Gary? I too have a proclamation. This one is on behalf of Boone County, and this is a proclamation. I could read all of this, but this has been said. The things that really jump out to me, of course, is your involvement with the Arboretum. The Arboretum is such an amazing asset to the Boone County community, and Donna and her involvement has made it even that much better. But all the many things that have already been talked about today. I was raised on a family farm in a rural area, and I always adhere that the best way to our hearts and our minds was through our stomach. And Donna, of course, with her amazing cooking and the many things that have been explained here, exemplifies that. So thank you for what you've done for Boone County and for our entire community. And it's my honor to proclaim it Donna Wilmhoff Day here in Boone County. It doesn't come with a get out of jail free card. But Donna would never need that. Some people represent them too, might, but not Donna. Gary Wilmhoff, you know, he's such a speaker anyway.
Yeah.
I didn't know how far we were going to go with that. And I pray, well, I should say a prayer for Gary, because I've never had kidney stones, but some of the strongest guys I know have, and it cripples them like a little bug. It's not a good thing, but when Bart started saying 9mm, I thought he was out shooting something. I didn't think he was in the hospital. So, without further ado, the next manager, Dennis McAvoy.
I just found out a little tidbit here. Steve just told me this. Now this shows how things go around in a circle. 1944, one of the major owners at the Florence hardware store, guess who it was? Roy Luce. And Russ Wilmhoff purchased his share with 49. So, is that amazing? So it comes all the way around. You never planned that. Okay, we got a couple things here. First of all, here's a plaque. Now, what you do with this plaque, you put it somewhere in your house. So when your family or friends or grandkids are giving you grief, saying, you're talking to the citizens here. And also, this is a honorary member. You're an honorary member of the Rotary Club for 1 year. So anytime you want to come on in here and hear a lot of stuff going on, that's for sure. You're welcome to come. We'd love to have you. Congratulations. Okay?
I don't know who knows the best jokes. Is it Sean or is it Dennis? trained at that as well.
This plaque here is all the recipients that we have it right here all the time, so you're on there forever. Once in a while we do dust it off. You're on there forever, okay?
All right, hold on there. Well, I think that's it.
Wait, no, I have one more.
Oh, one more.
So I was on a trip down to Florida for my husband's aunt's 99th birthday. And her name is Barbara Keeling, by the way. So anyway, we went to Bach Tower, and I saw this stone, and it says, "Make you." This is direct translation from. He was Dutch, I think. But this is something he said: "Make you the world a bit better or more beautiful, because you have lived in it." So I challenge each of you to do that. Go out and do that. Donna's already doing it, and we need a lot more people like Donna in this world. So go make the world a better place. Thank you.
How about that? Yeah, Grant, congratulations. It's, great job. Love what you do, Donna. You're so humble. And the Wilmhoff family, when they mentioned Russ there. So if you ever went to Florence Hardware and actually needed a worker, you went for Russ Wilmhoff because he was available. You couldn't find Steve and Gary with a when you started having things in your yard that you didn't want in your yard anymore, and government got involved and said you shouldn't put those things in your yard anymore, you could always side up to Mr. Wilmhoff and say, "You got anything in the basement that'll get rid of these things?" And you could go down the steps into the basement. It was great. But thank you all. I'd like to thank the committee for all their time. We get so many good resumes in and people that are honored for this, and it's always it's a hard chore, and we do a scale and scoring, and Donna, you came out way out front, so very, very deserved. Thank the committee that Barb and Dennis and others lead on that committee. Barb especially, she keeps us talking about organizational skills. Holy smokes, I think I disappoint her weekly. How about you, Doug? But that's our round for the system year. Please stick around for pictures. I'd like Ian Addington, our president, to come back up and close us out. Ian?
And before Ian starts this real quick, we had some trouble with the live stream. I did record this, so give me the end of the day, and I'll get this posted on YouTube.
Thank you. So serendipitously, I actually met Donna on Saturday at John's Pickle Feast. And she was telling me that this day she's a little out of her comfort zone, but that just shows the humility that she has. And heaven is full of people like Donna. So next week we will be back at the Ad District office. Our program that day is Goose Gibbons from the 78 UK basketball team, national champion. So any of you that are UK fans, please join us, guests. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and give you a few minutes back.